Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th Canto, Chapter 1, text number 22. Manurapi parenaivam pratisandhita manoratah surarshivaranumatenatmajam akhila dhara mandala sthiti guptaya asthapya swayam ati vishama vishaya visha jalashaya shaya upararama. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. Swayambhuva Manu, with the assistance of Lord Brahma, thus fulfilled his desires. With the permission of the great sage Narada, he delivered to his son the governmental responsibility for maintaining and protecting all the planets of the universe. He thus achieved relief from the most dangerous, poisonous ocean of material desires. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Swayambhuva Manu was practically hopeless because such a great personality as Narada was instructing his son Priyavrata not to accept household life. Now he was very pleased that Lord Brahma had interfered by inducing his son to accept the responsibility for ruling the government of the universe. From Bhagavad Gita, we get information that Vaivasvata Manu was the son of the sun god and that his son Maharaja Ikshvaku ruled this planet Earth. Swayambhuva Manu, however, appears to have been in charge of the entire universe, and he entrusted to his son Maharaja Priyavrata the responsibility for maintaining and protecting all the planetary systems. Dhara Mandala means planet. This earth, for instance, is called Dhara Mandala. Akhila, however, means all or universal. It is therefore difficult to understand where Maharaj Priyavrata was situated, but from this literature his position certainly appears greater than that of Vaivasvata Manu, for he was entrusted with all the planetary systems of the entire universe. Another significant statement is that Swayambhuva Manu took great satisfaction from abnegating the responsibility for ruling all the planetary systems of the universe. At present, politicians are very eager to take charge of the government, and they engage their men in canvassing from door to door to get votes to win the post of president or a similar exalted office. On the contrary, however, herein we find that King Priyavrata had to be persuaded by Lord Brahma to accept the post of emperor of the entire universe. Similarly, his father, Swayambhuva Manu, felt relieved to entrust the universal government to Priyavrata. Thus, it is evident that the kings and executive heads of government in the Vedic age never accepted their positions for sense enjoyment. Such exalted kings, who were known as Rajarshis, ruled only to maintain and protect the kingdom for the welfare of the citizens. The history of Priyavrata and Swayambhuva Manu describes how exemplary, responsible monarchs performed the duties of government with disinterest, keeping themselves always aloof from the contamination of material attachment. Material affairs have herein been compared to an ocean of poison. They have been described in a similar way by Srila Narottama Das Thakura in one of his songs. Samsara Vishanale Divanishi Hiya Jwale Judaite Na Khainu Upai. My heart is always burning in the fire of material existence, and I have made no provisions for getting out of it. Golokera Premadhana Harinama Sankirtana Ratina Janmila Kenetai. The only remedy is Harinama Sankirtana, the chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, which is imported from the spiritual world Goloka Vrindavana. How unfortunate I am that I have no attraction for this. Manu wanted to seek shelter at the lotus feet of the Lord, and therefore when his son Priyavrata took charge of his worldly affairs, Manu was very relieved. That is a system of Vedic civilization. At the end of life, one must free himself from worldly affairs and completely engage in the service of the Lord. The word Surarshi Vara Anumatena is also significant. Manu entrusted the government to his son with the permission of the great saint Narada. This is particularly mentioned because although Narada wanted Priyavrata to become free from all material affairs, when Priyavrata took charge of the universe by the request of Lord Brahma and Manu, Narada was also very pleased. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport.
So we are seeing in this part of the Srimad Bhagavatam the activities of Maharaj Priyavrata, Brahma came and convinced Priyavrata to accept the kingdom, and Priyavrata has accepted. And now that he has accepted, how did his father Manu feel? And now that he's accepted to become the ruler, how did his teacher Narada feel, who was preaching to him about renunciation? These are the topics of today's verse. Manurapi parenaiva evam pratisandhita manoratha. It was Swayambhuva Manu's manoratha. Manoratha is an aspiration of the mind. The mind develops different desires according to circumstances. And Swayambhuva Manu, he was an old man, his son had passed away, and so he was very much in anxiety, and so it was his desire that his other son, Priyavrata, takes up the kingdom. So, and that desire, manoratha pratisandhita, it was executed. It was carried out. How was it carried out? Parenaiva evam pratisandhita manoratha. Parena, because of his superior. And his superior is Lord Brahma. Because Lord Brahma interfered and made it happen. And when this happened, what did Manu do? Sura Rishi Vara Anumathena. Sura Rishi Vara. Sura Rishi, same as Deva Rishi, refers to Narada. Sura Rishi Vara. Vara means foremost. So Sura Rishi Vara. Sura means Devatas. Among Devatas there are many Rishis. And among them the foremost is Narada. So Sura Rishi Vara Anumatena. He took his permission also. Not that he was indifferent. Narada also his permission was sought, and Narada was also happy to give the permission. And what did he do? What was the permission about? Atmajam, his son. Whose son? Manur Atmajam, Manu's son. What was he going to do? Akhila Dhara Mandala Sthiti Guptaya. Akhila Dhara Mandala. All the planets, Dhara Mandala. System of Mandala means a system of Dhara. System of planets. And all the planets, system of all the planets, sthiti, maintenance. This material world requires maintenance, otherwise it will deteriorate. And sthiti, guptaya for preserving, for protection. So for maintaining and for protecting of Akhila Dhara Mandala. And what did Manu do? Sura Rishi Vara Anumathena Atmajam Akhila Dhara Mandala Sthiti Guptaya Asthapya. He established. He made Priyavrata accept this, and he has now become in charge. Asthapya. Now after having done this, what did he do? Swayam, he himself, Ati Vishama. Vishama means dangerous. Ati Vishama, very dangerous. What is this very dangerous thing? Ati Vishama Vishaya. Vishaya is material affairs. Something to do with the material affairs. Swayam Ati Vishama Vishaya all these material affairs, which are very dangerous. Manu was conscious that this is very dangerous. Ati vishama vishaya. These material affairs are very dangerous. And visha jalashaya. And it is a visha, poison, not 1 or 2 drops of poison. It is a jalashaya. It's an ocean of poison. And visha jalashaya ashaya. These are the material desires. Ashaya. These are the desires connected with vishaya, material affairs, which is like a visha jalashaya. And now that his son has taken charge, Priyavrata has taken asthapya, he has become established, he became upararama, became very relieved. I don't have to deal with this material affairs, which is all dangerous material world, which is like, and all it creates all kinds of ashaya, which is like a visha jalashaya. Now I am relieved. So that's what this verse is. Swayambhuva Manu, with the assistance of Lord Brahma, Manurapi Parenaivam, thus fulfilled his desires. Manorataha pratisandhita. With the permission, Anumatena, of the great sage Narada, Sura Rishi Vara Anumatena, he delivered to his son the governmental responsibility, asthapya, responsibility for maintaining sthiti and protecting guptaya, all the planets of the universe. Akhila dhara mandala sthiti guptaya asthapya. He established, he delivered to his son the governmental responsibility for maintaining and protecting all the planets of the universe. He thus achieved relief. Swayam upararama. Manur api swayam upararama. He felt relieved. Relieved from what? From the most dangerous, ati vishama, poisonous ocean, visha jalashaya, poisonous ocean of material desires, ashaya. Swayam ati vishama vishaya, visha jalashaya ashaya, upararama. He felt relieved. So, very nice points Srila Prabhupada has highlighted in the purport. First of all, Prabhupada is pointing out Swayambhuva Manu's position is so very special, very exalted. Prabhupada is referring to the Bhagavad Gita, where there is reference in the 4th chapter, Vaivasvata Manu, Ikshvaku, Vivaswan, Vaivasvata Manu, Ikshvaku, all of that. But Vivaswan or Vaivasvata Manu was in charge of a certain planet. But here it looks like Akhila Dhara Mandala. So Swayambhuva Manu seems to be in a very exalted position. Akhila Dhara Mandala. So such a powerful personality, Swayambhuva Manu, and that's why it was a very big affair that was being dealt with here. That's so much so that Brahma himself came. Oh, such a big matter. And I know Priyavrata cannot be changed, because who is preaching to him? Sura Rishi Vara Narada. Narada preaches. What can happen? You can imagine. That person will be completely transformed. And he is transformed, he is making him renunciant. But I want this Akhiladhara, Mandala, Sthiti, Guptaya. Who will protect them? Who will maintain all this universal planetary system? That was the anxiety of Swayambhuva Manu. And Lord Brahma also came and interfered. And now, Atmajam Asthapya. Now the son has been established. He's a very competent son. And now he will take care. And now I am Upararama. He's feeling great relief about the whole thing. So Srila Prabhupada is pointing out very, very nice points in the purport, that how in the Vedic era, Prabhupada has used the word the Vedic age. So in the distant past, when Vedic age, during the Vedic age, the principles that are found in the Vedic literature, they were governing the society. There was a time when the Vedic principles were governing the society, unlike now. Now it is somebody's materialistic philosophy that becomes the basis of governance of the world. Today, the principle that is the basis of governance of the world is that everyone should get an opportunity to enjoy their senses to the best possible way. This is a limited vision. That is the basis. Now, the Vedic age, there was an alternate basis. This is one of the things that Srila Prabhupada points out. Please don't think that universalization of sense gratification to the maximum extent to more and more people, that's the only basis for organizing this world. There is an alternate basis. And that alternate basis is to recognize the supreme creator of all this, to recognize his plan for this universe, and to make his plan for the establishment of the universe as the basis and then govern. Just see the two different kind of paradigms you get. One paradigm is to maximize sense gratification. That's animals. Animals, their whole life they are running how to maximize my sense gratification and avoid the different kinds of obstacles that come in the course of my sense gratification, and they try, and finally parabhava, finish. Because the forces of material nature are very powerful. You can dodge this way, that way, and finally finish. This is what is happening. The alternate paradigm is, okay, here is a world. And look at this world, and the arrangement in the world is such a complex world. And who created this world? And when the creator of the world created this world, what was his plan? There must have been some plan. Now can I understand that plan? Now I've understood the plan. Now can that plan become the basis for governance and public policy and organization of this world? This is another alternate paradigm. And when there was a time in the distant past when such principles governed, and that's known as the Vedic age. That's what Srila Prabhupada is referring to. And then he is saying, during the Vedic age, what was it like? How are the monarchs? Look at here. Priyavrata, he had to be persuaded to become a monarch. Swayambhuva Manu, who could have ruled all the planetary systems, when he got an opportunity to hand it over to his son, he felt, Upararama, oh, what a relief. Unlike that, in the alternate paradigm of sense gratification for oneself and for others and try to maximize that, and that's the only paradigm, that's the only understanding of life. And what do politicians do? They are very eager. They resort to all kinds of means, how to maximize the votes and they can remain in power. and then they get very old and old and old, and still they'll be holding on. There are many, many histories of so many politicians. And finally, parabhava, they get finished. Death comes, and then they have to helplessly give up, and then they go on. Just see the alternate things that happens. If you have this paradigm, you get one kind of a behavior, one kind of an aspiration, one kind of a value system. You have another Vedic paradigm, understanding the Lord's mission, what is the purpose of this creation, understanding that, you get another kind of a value system, you get another kind of a character, you get another kind of a behavior. And this is what Srila Prabhupada is contrasting here. And a very nice statement. The history of Priyavrata and Swami Manu describes how exemplary, responsible, they were very exemplary, and they were very responsible, not irresponsible. They were very responsible monarchs, performed duties of government. They were responsible and exemplary, and they were carrying out even government duties, apparently mundane, ruling the world, taking care of the kingdom, taking care of the society, of the people. They're apparently these kind of things, but they performed them with disinterest. They performed them with disinterest, but they were responsible and they were exemplary. Disinterest means, let anything happen, who cares? No, they were not. They were very responsible. So they were responsible, exemplary, responsible monarchs, performed the duties of government with disinterest, keeping themselves always aloof from the contamination of material attachment. What is it that they feared so much? Here, Bhagavatam has used the word Ati Vishama Vishaya. The material affairs are supposed to be Ati Vishama, Vishama, horrible, very dangerous. Prabhupada has used the word very dangerous. Ainanda tanuja kinkaram patitam mam vishame bhavam budho. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has used the same word, Vishama. Vishame bhavam budho, material ocean, and Prabhupada translates there Vishame bhavam budho as horrible material world, material existence. Somehow I have fallen into this material existence. Kinkaram, I am supposed to be your servant. And so they felt like this. So their fear was this material world, material existence, because of associating with it, I may develop ashaya, material desires, because of association with it. And so here Manu, being relieved of that, upararama. So this is the kind of a feeling that he had. And another very beautiful example, I'll just take 1 or 2 extra minutes. Another very beautiful example of this kind of a approach, a monarch, how the monarchs felt about this material world, and how could they do this? So it's one thing is that, you see this kind of very exemplary, they give up and all that. But how could they do that really? What made it happen for them? That's disclosed in another part of the Srimad Bhagavatam in the context of Bharat Maharaj. So Bharata, he also gave up his kingdom and all of that. So in that context, Yo dustyajan Darasuthan Suhrud Rajyam Hrudisprushah Jaho Yuvaiva Malavat Uttama Shloka Lalasaha. So this verse is describing how Bharat Maharaj, what he did. What did he do? Jaho, Jahati, he gave up. He gave up what? Things which are very difficult to give up. Dustyajan. Tyajan, to give up. Dustyajan, very difficult to give up. Your dustyachan, what is very difficult to give up? Number one, Dara, wife. See? Sutan, children. Dara, Sutan, Suhrit, friends. So many nice followers, and my friends, my associates, all of that. Rajyam, kingship, kingdom, big kingdom I have got. Because all of these, why they are dustyajan, why it is very difficult? Because hridisprushaha, they all will touch our heart and we feel so good about it. You see, have a nice wife, nice children, nice associates, nice big estate, empire, and kingship. All of this will touch our hridisprushaha. It touches the core of our heart in this material world, all these things. Jaho, he gave up. Yuvaiva, when did he give up? When he was an old man? No, Yuvaiva, when he was in the peak of his youth. Young man he was. You see, at that time, Jaho Yuvaiva. And how did he give up? The great difficulty, what to do, how wonderful, but what to do, I have to give up. No, he didn't, he was not regretting, he was not remorseful. He gave it up just like Malavat, just like one gives up stew in the washroom. We don't feel, oh, such a nice thing, what to do, I have to give it up. Hey, what to do? No. He felt malavat without any feel, just like that. He gave it up. Why could he? How could he do that? And that's what, this is beautiful. Bhagavatam's beautiful secrets, revelation. And how Srila Prabhupada translates all these things, I'll show you. Oh, it's just nectar. How he could do that? Jaho yuvaiva malavat uttama shloka lalasaha. Lalasaha. What does uttama shloka lalasaha means? Prabhupada's translation. Being captivated by the transcendental qualities, pastimes and association of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. You see, lalasa means to get captivated. In this material world, many things captivates us, right? If you see a beautiful woman and her speech and her form, all that captivates us. Big position, lot of wealth, it captivates us. So influential, so powerful, so famous this person is, captivates us. See? Instead of becoming captivated by those things, Bharata, by his purification, what did he do? Uttama shloka lalasaha. He became captivated, because if you are not captivated, there's no fun in life. You have to be captivated by something. Something should be driving you, pushing you, something attracting for you. Every day when you wake up in life, something should push you out of your bed and say, wow, something important I have to do. You need that. So that lalasa is required. For Bharata, it was uttama shloka lalasaha. Look at the quality of his life. Look at the quality of the consciousness that the Bhagavatam is teaching us. What we can. Uttama shloka lalasaha. Because he became captivated by the transcendental qualities, pastimes, the holy name and the association of Krishna. All of these material things he could jaho, yuvaiva malavat. Just without any remorse he could give it up. And then, because this verse talks about, there are We have to very carefully see how Srila Prabhupada is connecting all these things. It's all about Manu feeling upararama, feeling relief. And here it was compared to Visha Jalashaya. You see, Visha, this material existence, material affairs is like a Visha. Just like, you remember we used to have in our country, I think even now it is there, cockroach medicine, cockroach and something, and it used to Bilgon or something like that, and then it should say poison, keep away from children. Right? And it's a small quantity of 50 milliliters of poison, and we keep it very careful up there so that children don't get it in the house or something like that. We also don't, by mistake, we don't come in contact with it. So when you realize it's a Visha, poison, how we deal with it. But here, this material world, material existence, all of these things is Visha Jalashaya. It's not just 50 milliliters, it's an ocean, and we are swimming in it, and not at all perturbed about it. Look at our situation. Look at the grasp of the reality of the situation of Manu, Priyavrata. Look at our situation in Kali Yuga. Everybody in the material world, they're just swimming and not at all perturbed about it. So, Visha Jalashaya, another metaphor that Bhagavatam and the Vedic literatures bring about is forest fire. Forest fire. So Prabhupada is remembering, quoting that one from Narottam Das Thakur's song. There's another song Narottam Das Thakur has said, Samsara Vishanale. Narottam Das Thakur has combined the two things. Samsara, material existence, Vishaya, is Visha Anala. It's a poison and a fire. Can you imagine? Visha itself is dangerous. Fire itself is dangerous. This is a poisonous Vishamsara Vishanale. Divanishi Achvale. Day and night this is burning in my heart. This is burning in my heart. Divanishi Achvale. Juraita na koinu upai. And I have not found any way to relieve myself of this. To find Upararama, relief. Manu felt relief. My son will take care. And here we are not looking for any relief. This is the point. And the remedy, Narottam Das Thakur is saying, Golokera prema dhana harinama sankirtana. Harinama Sankirtana is the remedy, and that is not a product of this material world. It has descended from the spiritual world, and it is the loving gift from Krishna, from the spiritual world. Golokera prema dhana harinama sankirtana ratina janmilo kenetai. But how unfortunate I am, I have not developed rati for these things. Rati, similar to lalasa, uttama shloka lalasa. That's what he had achieved. So, like this, there are many more things. We'll stop here for now. Grantharaj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Nitai Go Premanande.